Hello and welcome to your Levels of Consciousness test. This test is based on the concept of the 9 levels of consciousness. This concept exists within some philosophies and some spiritual teachings, such as Buddhism, but has also been analyzed and systematized by modern psychologists. It is the belief that there are 9 levels that comprise a person's experience of life, where the lower levels represent people who react to the world around them in a very primal way, basing their behaviors on how they feel in the moment or behave instinctually. And the higher the person's level of consciousness, the more that they're able to suppress and control these urges, and they're able to understand themselves and others around them. They understand how the world works and why. The higher levels are able to objectively analyze the behavior of themselves and others. They are very introspective and self-aware. It is also hypothesized that there are levels above level 9, where the person is able to transcend the concept of self and thinking. They are just existing as consciousness experiencing the material world. They don't need to actively think, they just know. Today, we're not going to be going that deep. We will stick to the 9 original levels. The test will be comprised of 9 sets, each containing 3 questions. The questions will be worded as statements that you can rank from 1 to 5 based on how true they are for you, with 1 being not resonating at all and 5 being spot on for you. At the end of the test, you can add up your points and I will give you a score ranking system to see which level you are at. If you're ready, let's begin. I'll be writing down your answers. So let's begin with question number 1. I often feel like life is dangerous or I must constantly be on guard. Question number 2. I act impulsively or instinctually without thinking things through. Question number 3. Most of my focus is on meeting basic needs like food, shelter, and safety. Question number 4. I strongly identify with a group, religion, or tradition and distrust outsiders. Distrust outsiders. Question number 5. I follow my family or community's beliefs without questioning them. Good. Question number 6. I feel a strong need to belong to something larger than myself. Question number 7. I am highly competitive and I often need to be the best. Good. Question number 8. I get frustrated or angry when others don't do things my way. Question number 9. I feel a strong need to prove my worth through success or dominance? This is question number 10. I feel secure when I follow rules or when things are structured. Question number 11. I believe there is a clear right and wrong in most situations. Question number 12. I prefer order, routine, and tradition over change or uncertainty. Question number 13. I rely on logic, facts, and reason to make decisions. Question number 14. I value success and personal achievement. Question number 15. I believe people should earn their place in the world through hard work. Question number 16. I try to understand people's viewpoints even if I disagree. Question number 17. I see truth as something that depends on perspective. Question number 18. I believe empathy is more important than being right. Question number 19. I observe my own thoughts and feelings without being controlled by them. Question number 20. I recognize when my ego is getting in the way of my growth. Question number 21. I seek inner balance and personal truth over external validation. Question number 22. I often feel deeply connected to nature, people, or the universe. Question number 23. I am more interested in serving others than promoting myself. Question number 24. I believe everything happens for a deeper reason or purpose. Question number 25. I experience moments of pure stillness or timeless awareness. These are getting deep. Question number 26. I feel one with all existence, or as if the ego has dissolved. And finally, question number 27. 27. Words often fall short when I try to explain what I know intuitively. Great. That was the test. Great. Now that you've completed the test, we can see your results. But I'd like to add that higher levels, such as 7, 8, or 9, even some 6s, usually cannot express their answers to these questions with simple rankings, such as these from 1 to 5. Some can't even within one sentence. Usually these people feel the need to include nuances that further explain how they feel about each statement. And these responses themselves can tell us much more clearly at which level a person is. If you wish, you can leave me your more complex answers in the comments, and we can discuss which level you might be at. And finally, I'd like you to know that these levels, regardless of where you fall, are neither good nor bad. It does not mean you have a higher quality of life or that you're inherently better if you are, let's say, a 7, 8, or 9. It just means you are a person with an overactive mind that has the urge to understand the world, which can be very paralyzing and anxiety-inducing if you allow it to be. While at levels 1 through 3, you can be very carefree and live life to the fullest, be very likable and financially successful, but it can also be the other way around. The point is that this test does not rank your worth. It just shows you how much time you spend thinking about life and how much you're able to learn from your own thinking patterns and your observations. Now that you've completed the test, let's tally your scores. So how the ranking works. The 9 sets of questions represent the 9 levels. Questions 1 through 3 represent level 1, and questions 4 through 6 represent level 2, and so on, all the way up to level 9, where you have questions 25 through 27 representing this level. For each of these sets, you can score a maximum of 15. Your highest scoring level likely represents your current center of gravity, or the mindset or level of consciousness where you spend the most of your time. So for example, if for all of the sets of the questions you scored 10, but for level 6 you scored a 14, that means that currently you are resonating most with level 6. You are at a level 6. So for level 1, or questions 1 through 3, if you scored most on this level, that means you are at a level of survival. For level 2, 4 through 6, you are at a level of tribal identity. If you scored most for level 3, or questions 7 through 9, you are at the level of power and ego. If you scored most for level 4, 10 through 12, that means you are at a level of conformity and order. If you scored most for level 5, 13 through 15, you are at a level of rationality and achievement. If you scored most for level 6, 16 through 18, you are at a level of relativism and acceptance. If you scored most for level 7, 19 through 21, you are at the level of self-awareness and integration. If you scored most for level 8, 22 through 24, you are at a level of transcendence and unity. And finally, if you are at a level 9, questions 25 through 27, you are at the level of hope you enjoyed today's test and that you learned something new about yourself.